if I told you that the most dangerous person in society isn't the one who does nothing? It's the one who dreams about everything. You know this person. Massive ambitions, revolutionary ideas, world-changing vision. But here's the thing that terrifies everyone. They never actually do anything about it. Society calls them ambitious. Nietzsche called them cowards. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this person is living the most pathetic existence possible. Or maybe you'll realize you've been lying to yourself this entire time. But first, let me show you exactly what I mean. You know two people. There's David, no job, no plans, plays video games all day. Everyone calls him a loser. Then there's Alex, talks about starting a business, reads self-help books, has a vision board, follows all the entrepreneurs on Instagram. Everyone thinks Alex is going places. Here's the truth that will make you uncomfortable. David is honest. Alex is a coward, hiding behind dreams. David knows he's doing nothing and accepts it. Alex pretends his planning is progress. David wastes time and admits it. Alex wastes time and calls it preparation. Who's really more pathetic? Hold that thought, because what I'm about to tell you will destroy everything you believe about ambition. Friedrich Nietzsche spent his life studying human nature and the will to power. And what he discovered was this: the ambitious man who never acts is more dangerous to himself than the lazy man who never tries. Because at least the lazy man isn't lying to himself. But here's what Nietzsche knew that nobody wants to hear. Ambition without action isn't ambition at all. It's cowardice dressed up as potential. It's fear wearing the mask of dreams. And it's destroying you from the inside out. But to understand why, we need to dig into the one thing that makes people more uncomfortable than anything else. The truth about what they actually are versus what they pretend to be. Nietzsche wrote, "You have your way, I have my way. As for the right way, the correct way, and the only way, it does not exist." But what happens when your way is to have no way at all? When your path is just endless preparation for a journey you never take? If you've ever felt stuck between dreaming and doing, this video is for you. Like, subscribe, and let's expose the lie you've been telling yourself. That's the ambitious procrastinator. He's a walking contradiction that Nietzsche would have despised. Reads every book about success, but won't start the business. Knows exactly what needs to be done, but won't do it. Has plans for 5 years from now, but can't handle today. Posts motivational quotes, but takes no action. And this is worse than pure laziness, because if laziness is honest failure, ambitious procrastination is dishonest failure. The lazy man says, "I don't care." The ambitious procrastinator says, "I'm going to change the world," while doing absolutely nothing to make it happen. But here's where it gets really interesting. Nietzsche discovered something that explains why this person is living the most pathetic existence possible, and it has everything to do with what he called slave morality. Remember that guy who's always talking about his future success? Nietzsche had a name for what he's really doing, and once you understand it, you'll never see ambition the same way again. Quick question. When was the last time you actually started something instead of just planning it? Not researching it, not thinking about it, not telling people about it, actually starting it. Can't remember? That's the problem. Nietzsche discovered that most people's ambition isn't about creating anything. It's about avoiding the pain of being nobody. He called this slave morality. The morality of people who can't create their own values, so they create elaborate fantasies instead. But here's what Nietzsche knew that destroys most people. We don't dream because we're ambitious. We dream because we're afraid. Afraid of trying and failing. Afraid of being exposed as average. Afraid of discovering that maybe we're not as special as we think. So what do? We plan. We research. We wait for the perfect moment. We tell ourselves we're being strategic, but really we're just being cowards. Think about your last big idea. Did you start it? Or did you spend weeks making it perfect in your head until the excitement faded and you moved on to the next shiny dream? The ambitious procrastinator doesn't feel the shame of inaction, and that's what makes him pathetic. He's not building anything. He's not creating anything. He's not even honestly doing nothing. He's performing ambition while living like a lazy person. And somehow, this is the part that Nietzsche would find most disgusting. He actually believes he's better than the person who does nothing. He thinks his dreams make him superior. His potential makes him special. His plans make him different. Nietzsche wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." But what if your why is just an excuse? What if your grand purpose is just a sophisticated way to avoid the uncomfortable present? What irritates you about the honest, lazy person? That they're not pretending, that they're not lying to themselves, that they're not claiming to be something they're not. But what if the problem isn't them? What if the problem is you? Let me show you something. Because Nietzsche made a discovery about human nature that explains why ambitious procrastination is the most pathetic way to live. Here's what the self-help industry doesn't want you to know. Your dreams aren't making you better. They're making you worse. Everything you've been taught about visualization and planning is actually keeping you stuck. Nietzsche wrote, "The doer alone learneth," not the dreamer, not the planner, not the person with the vision board. The doer. Pause the video and read that again. The doer alone learneth. You don't learn from thinking. You don't grow from planning. You don't become anything from dreaming. You only become through action. Edison didn't think about the light bulb. He tried 10,000 times. Nietzsche didn't dream about philosophy. He wrote until he went blind. Every person you admire became something through doing, not through elaborate plans. So what's really happening in the ambitious procrastinator's mind while they think they're making progress? They're not preparing. They're not being strategic. They're doing something far worse. They're getting the dopamine hit of success without any of the work. Their brain literally can't tell the difference between planning to do something and actually doing it. Every time you make a detailed plan, your brain rewards you as if you've already accomplished it. This is why your motivation dies. This is why you never start. This is why you move from dream to dream without ever building anything real. You're addicting yourself to the fantasy of success, while guaranteeing you'll never experience the reality of it. Remember Alex with his vision board? While David was honestly wasting time, Alex was getting dopamine hits from imagining his future success. His brain thought he was already successful, so why would it motivate him to actually do the work? Nietzsche called this slave morality. When you can't create real value, you create imaginary value instead. When you can't achieve real success, you convince yourself that dreaming about success is almost as good. But here's the really brutal part. This process is killing something inside you. Every day you don't act on your ambitions, you're teaching yourself that you're not the kind of person who follows through. Every dream you abandon, you're proving to yourself that your word means nothing. Nietzsche believed that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But he was wrong about one thing. Ambition without action does kill you. It just does it slowly, one abandoned dream at a time. The lazy man is at least preserving his potential. The ambitious procrastinator is actively destroying his. Now we get to the real reason. Ambitious procrastination is worse than laziness. And it's not what you think. This isn't about success. This is about self-respect. Nietzsche wrote, "The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. But the ambitious procrastinator isn't struggling against anything. He's surrendered completely while pretending he hasn't." Think about it. Our entire self-help culture depends on one lie. That thinking about change is almost as good as actually changing. You read the books, you watch the videos, you make the plans, You feel productive. You feel like you're improving. But nothing in your life actually changes. The ambitious procrastinator looks at his lack of results and asks himself, why haven't I started yet? And he always has an answer. Not the right time. Not ready yet. Need to learn more. Need to prepare better. Need to wait for the perfect opportunity. But Nietzsche would ask a different question. Why do you lie to yourself? He has dreams without discipline, ambition without action, plans without courage. This makes him worse than useless. Useless people at least don't waste energy pretending. But here's the deeper truth that nobody wants to face. The ambitious procrastinator isn't waiting for the right time. He's hoping the dream will die, so he doesn't have to face his own cowardice. What if you start and fail? What if you discover you're not special? What if you try your hardest and it's still not good enough? If that's true, then you have to face something terrifying, that you're ordinary. The ambitious procrastinator would rather live in the fantasy of untested potential than face the reality of tested mediocrity. He'd rather dream about being extraordinary than risk discovering he's average. Nietzsche observed, one must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. But the ambitious procrastinator is terrified of chaos. He wants everything planned, perfect, risk-free before he begins. The ambitious procrastinator is protecting his ego, and in doing so, he's guaranteeing he'll never become anything worth protecting. But here's where this gets personal, because Nietzsche himself almost became the ambitious procrastinator, and what saved him reveals the only way out. Friedrich Nietzsche struggled with health problems his entire life. He had every excuse to just think about philosophy instead of writing it. He could have been an ambitious academic who never published, who never risked criticism, who never exposed his ideas to the world. But he didn't, despite constant pain, despite poverty, despite knowing most people would hate his work. He wrote and wrote and wrote until he couldn't write anymore. He didn't wait for perfect health. He didn't wait for tenure. He didn't wait for the academic world to accept him. He acted despite every reason not to. And from that action came ideas that changed Western philosophy forever. The will to power, the Übermensch, the eternal recurrence, God is dead, master and slave morality. All of these concepts that shape how we understand existence today, they all emerged from choosing action over comfort, from choosing to create despite the certainty of suffering. This is the pattern with everyone who actually accomplishes anything. They appeared reckless to their contemporaries because they acted before they were ready. They seemed foolish because they started before they had permission. They looked naive because they tried before they knew they would succeed. But they tried, and that made all the difference. The ambitious procrastinator today is following the opposite pattern. And just like the people history forgot, he's waiting for something that will never come. He's not trying to build his dreams through action, because he intuitively knows that action means facing the possibility of failure. He's waiting for certainty, for guarantee, for a risk-free path to success. And that waiting is the most certain path to failure. Here's what Nietzsche knew that our culture is desperately trying to forget. The ambitious procrastinator isn't preparing, he's hiding. Things you've been taught about preparation are designed to keep you comfortable. But maybe you're starting to recognize yourself in this description. Maybe you're wondering if you're one of these people who traded action for fantasy. Nietzsche wrote, "Become who you are." But becoming who you are requires actually doing something. Let me show you the signs that you've become an ambitious procrastinator. First sign, your plans are more detailed than your progress. You can describe exactly what you want to build, but you can't show any evidence that you're building it. You know the what, the how, the why, the when, everything except the doing it right now part. Second sign, You consume more content about success than you create actual results. Every time you watch another video or read another book, you feel productive, but your life never changes. Third sign, you're always about to start. Next month, when things settle down, after you finish this course, when you have more money, when the timing is right. Sound familiar? That's not ambition. That's procrastination wearing ambition's mask. Nietzsche discovered that he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. But your why isn't giving you strength. It's giving you an excuse. Your grand vision isn't motivating action. It's replacing action. You've been using ambition as a drug to feel good about accomplishing nothing. You've been treating your dreams like participation trophies. You've been performing motivation while practicing avoidance. But here's where it gets really important. You've been taught that this is normal, that everyone feels this way, that successful people just have better motivation. Nietzsche would tell you that's a lie. He'd tell you that this isn't a motivation problem, it's a courage problem. When you stop pretending your planning is progress and start admitting your fear is in control, you face the real challenge. Do you actually want what you say you want, or do you just like the idea of wanting it? This is why you keep abandoning dreams. When you're not actually committed, you don't have resilience for reality. This is why you need perfect conditions to start. When you're afraid of failure, you'll always find a reason to wait. But accepting this truth about yourself, that's the hardest part. Now comes the practical question. How do you stop being an ambitious procrastinator and start being an actual creator? Nietzsche believed that the essential thing is our world as it is, joy and desire. But you can't experience real joy while living in fantasy. You need a different approach. First, destroy your plans. Not modify them, not improve them, destroy them. Your elaborate plans are the chains keeping you stuck. Every hour you spend planning is an hour you're not doing. Start with the smallest possible action and do it today, not tomorrow, today. Second, learn to recognize the difference between fear and prudence. The ambitious procrastinator calls his cowardice being strategic. Fear feels like needing more preparation. Prudence feels like taking the next obvious step. When you're truly being prudent, you're moving forward. When you're being afraid, you're finding reasons to wait. Third, develop what Nietzsche called amor fati, love of fate. This isn't positive thinking. It's accepting that action means uncertainty, chaos, and probable failure, and doing it anyway, not because you know it will work, because you refuse to die, wondering what could have been. But here's the most important part. You have to stop measuring yourself by your dreams and start measuring yourself by your actions. Society celebrates ambition. The self-help world worships vision. Social media rewards aspirational thinking. But Nietzsche understood something deeper. The doer alone learneth. That journey doesn't happen in your imagination. Your ambitions mean nothing until you act on them. Your plans are worthless until you execute them. Your potential doesn't exist until you test it, and that testing will hurt. You'll start things that fail. You'll try strategies that don't work. You'll discover limits you didn't know you had, and that's not failure. That's reality. Think about it. Every ambitious procrastinator believes he's preserving his potential. Nietzsche would say he's wasting it, because potential that's never tested isn't potential at all. It's just fantasy. The same pattern happens over and over. The person everyone thought would succeed stays stuck in planning, while the person who just started, despite not being ready, actually builds something real. Because while everyone else was optimizing their approach, he was learning from reality. While they were perfecting their strategy, he was discovering what actually works. While they were performing ambition, he was actually becoming someone who follows through. Here's what nobody tells you about being ambitious. Your dreams don't make you special. Your actions do. Let me say it again. Nietzsche wrote, "Become who you are. You don't become through dreaming. You don't become through planning. You become through doing, through failing, through trying again. You've been dreaming while calling it ambition. You've been hiding while calling it preparation. And that fantasy has cost you something you'll never get back. Time. But your moment won't come from perfect conditions. It won't wait for you to feel ready. It won't announce itself with certainty. Instead, it's here, right now, today, this moment. The circumstances are whatever they are. The timing is never perfect. The path forward is unclear. And when you accept that and act anyway, all the years of ambitious procrastination will reveal themselves as wasted time. Every day you spent planning was actually a day you avoided the discomfort of starting. Every period of preparation was actually fear disguised as strategy. Nietzsche feared nothing more than the man who had potential but never used it. He represents the most pathetic relationship with life itself, with human potential, with existence. He proves that maybe the problem isn't lack of ambition. Maybe the problem is mistaking thinking for doing. If you're someone who has big dreams but no results, if you have ambitions that never become actions, if you've been labeled as going places despite never actually going anywhere, Nietzsche would see through you immediately. You're not ambitious. You're afraid. You're not preparing. You're procrastinating. You're not protecting your potential. You're wasting it. The question isn't whether you'll achieve your dreams. The question is whether you'll have the courage to act on them before they die. Because Nietzsche was right. The doer alone learneth. And sometimes the most ambitious thing you can do is start before you're ready, even when you're terrified, even when failure is likely, even when the world will see you try and fail. The ambitious procrastinator isn't achieving anything. He's avoiding everything. And that's exactly why Nietzsche would have despised him. If this video made you face an uncomfortable truth about yourself, or if you're tired of dreaming and ready to start doing, let me know in the comments. What's the action you've been avoiding by calling it preparation? And if you want more content that destroys the comfortable lies society tells you, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we're just getting started with truths that will make you uncomfortable.